What? How are we going, lads? How are we going? We've got Uchis, we've got fucking isolation, and yeah, let's just get straight into it, boys. So the body language intro, this is such an amazing mood setter as an opener. It's so sexy, it's so sleek. Her voice is overpowering. She has this tantalizing inflection at some points. The flute is beautiful, the bass is sexy. It almost reminds me of Stevie Wonder and how it just sort of plods along there. Now the first real song, Miami. Oh, this is just beautiful. This is such a great jam. This is such a great opening track, like a real banger, a real opener. The beat is sultry smooth, so tropical, funky and humid. I can feel the heat, that repressive sun just sort of beating down at me. There's a catchiness in the chorus, nothing insane of course, but it's still infectious. Not to mention, it almost feels drug fueled, like tramadol and MDMA put together while floating in a pool in Miami. BIA's verse, it flows pretty hard. Nothing spectacular, especially lyrically, but it is a worthy addition. It helps break up the sound of this song a bit as well. Just a Stranger. It was very cool hearing Steve Lacy on this joint. He's been up and coming for a while now, eh? Fucking, yeah, since he was doing that Kendrick stuff, hey. She wants my $100 bills. She wants my $100 bills. It can come across as a cheap refrain, but God, I just enjoy it beyond measure. It's almost a silly earworm. It's almost a guilty pleasure. She just wants my $100 bills. Steve Lacy's got an ear for this shit. Yes, boys. And I think this song is mainly great because of the punchy beat underneath. It's so smooth. Flight 22. I mean, yeah, look, another smooth track. God, her voice at the bubbly, almost underwater, wet reverb, delayed textures glistening throughout this. It was just, it's good. There's pain here as well, but somehow her voice just keeps to this sensual delivery, hitting these notes and meandering with just chillness in mind. Your Teeth in My Neck. I like the bass line, the beat, the rhythm, her vocals, the stylization. It does remind me distinctly of, say, Hiatus Coyote. There may be a parallel there in terms of the influences they share. And yeah, I mean, I pretty much agree with the lyrics about working and all that kind of crap. You know how it is. Tyrant, the way she rhymes in some parts of the verses is admittedly one-dimensional. Georgia Smith has an almost Rihanna-like inflection here at some point, yet there isn't much to the instrumental or refrains on the choruses that pop out to me. It's a fairly skeletal, off-kilter beat and a simple chorus, not really progressing or hitting any notes. Dead to me, boys. As soon as those farty simps come in with the tittering hi-hats, I mean, yes, boys, yes. There's enough layering here, enough drive to carry whatever kind of vocal melody she decides to amble with here. Yeah, there is a very simple lyricism. The same goes for the chorus, and it does follow the last track in this regard in terms of not engaging me, in terms of a catchy delivery. And as soon as it explores the chorus enough, it cuts itself short. What am I doing with my hands? It cuts itself short, confirming my suspicions with some of these songs, you know, almost seeming half-baked in execution at least. I'm not even a fucking Italian, boys, and I've got Italian map and I'm just... Alright. Nuestro planeta. The Spanish lyrics, the singing, I mean, what can you say? It's just a sexy delivery, a beautiful sun-swept language here. The Spanish, boys. The beat, again, is rudimentary enough and barely does enough, but it is distinctly Latinized and funky enough to carry the vibe of this song convincingly. Raycon showed some very smooth flow on this track in his verse, but it was nothing to write home about, especially like lyrically. Again, this song just flitters out and dies short of any real progression, so yeah, pretty lukewarm here. Again, In My Dreams, there's distinct dream pop influences floating all around this despite the faster. She does hit some notes here with enough resonance and power to grant this song a convincing edge, something more memorable than the last few in terms of a chorus. There are even some glued on Beach Boys backup vocals in the last reinstatement of the chorus here. Yet again, the songwriting just feels lazy. It just feels like a verse, a chorus, rinse and repeat. That wouldn't be so bad, but it's just that the instrumental layering is so rudimentary to go with it, and her vocal melodies aren't great enough in of themselves to just wow me in terms of just sheer melody, of course. Gotta Get Up in this interlude. I do love that plodding beat, reminiscent of maybe some Steve Lacy production. Tomorrow, Dreamy soundscapes as well throughout this song, a lot of effects on her voice as well. Again, I'm reminded of dream pop, and more specifically the melody of Lapis Lazuli by Beach House on this track. This is one of the songs with seemingly more effort, more attention to detail in the mood and atmosphere, and it succeeds for the most part for that reason. Coming Home. Now, I do get subtle Kendrick Lamar production like undercurrents in some of the cuts here, this interlude being one of them, with the jazzy bass lines and the guitar licks. And I mean specifically with To Bimpa Butterfly. To Bimpa Butterfly. Bimpa Butterfly. After the Storm, the jazzy licks on this track are great. This is thankfully another beat with enough variations and a summary aura to be good in of itself. But it was cool of, you know, Tyler to have a cheeky little verse here. I do enjoy his baritone. You know, it does encapsulate venom and power, and also his mood more generally. But yeah, nothing spectacular about the verse itself. Also, this just ends in a lazy fade out. Like, yay, more lazy songwriting, yay. Feel like a fool. Yeah, fucking. It's better than feeling like a pool, I guess. The stop-start jazz instrumentation scattering itself throughout this track is decidedly superb. I even love how she experiments a little with her voice and writes out her verses here. Very decent cut overall, this song. Very, very good. Killer, boys, killer. This is the last track. We're already at the end, boys. Woo! There is pain on this track, genuine pain. Yet because of the textures and the muggy balance in the mix, it's still so smooth, so sort of beach stained. And yeah, easily relatable lyricism. We've all encountered, you know, sheer mountains of love for people who only succeed in indifferently tearing your heart apart, etc. No, but this is a really good closer. Some real emotion here, some wonderful detailing, instrumentation, smoothness, the tempo is great, and yet again, it ends so abruptly, boys. Album overview! Woo! Half of the cuts here, unfortunately, well, cut themselves short, or at least feel too abrupt, although that isn't a bad thing in of itself. It's just the effort and the attention to detail is lacking. The progressions in the choruses, and some of the songs just feel like two ideas glued together. A verse and then a chorus, then maybe a feature, then maybe someone to bake out the beat, you know, in just as quick of a succession. For that reason, the album is consistently inconsistent in the quality levels, yet whilst maintaining a smooth, slick aesthetic and exterior that you can rock to without too much thinking. And I should really emphasize that I do love the vibe on this record and the little nuggets of gold scattered throughout. It does feel summery, like butter melting on occasion, so muggy, so warm, so sexy, so beach swept. And her voice has so much potential. She can really hit these notes, and she has this sexy inflection, this sexy cadence to boot, which will surely only propel her into the mainstream from here on in, despite the fact that there wasn't an overload of catchy choruses here. Yeah, with more attention, more time, more craft, more intricacy, this album could have been a beach jam that would contest any other in this sort of dreamy soul slash R&B slash dream pop styling this year. More focus also needs to be given to some of the refrains on some of the choruses here, because they don't feel that far off from being memorable, and she has, again, all of the potential in the world to pull off anything with them. And yeah, in finishing, I really did enjoy this album. It was a reasonable bucket of fun. Also a very cool jam. Great for the warmer nights, and for when a girl's over as well. I do have my gripes, of course, but even still, the aesthetic and her voice, her sexy voice, can carry a fairly universal appeal here. So I'll just finish up this review and give this a cheeky 3.4 out of 5, boys. There you go. And yeah, I don't usually listen to R&B and soul, but when I do, I'm always impressed rather, with the smooth aesthetic. I need to find another word for fucking smooth. Where's the thesaurus, boys? Hang on, 1 second. Smooth. Oh yeah, creamy. Yes, easy, effortless, flat, fluid, gentle, glossy, mild, peaceful, polished, quiet, serene, shiny, silky, sleek, soft, stable, steady. Anyway, alright, you get the point. I'll fucking catch you later. Just have a good one. That simple, man. Alright, where's the fucking thing? It's just over there. Easy. 15 minutes. Catch you later.